All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Boss Man Spencer, aka Isaiah, from Ascent Sports, welcoming you to a special episode of the Steelers recaps. So, obviously, this week we are coming on a bye week. Thank God, because it just hasn't been going very well this whole season. So, thank God we get a bye. We don't have to play. And so obviously with us not playing, there's no recap for me to upload. So I figured I would make once again a bye week special, not really special, just like, a different kind of video, pretty much just recapping what the season has been up to this point. We are about halfway through because, the NFL is now 17 games. It's not exactly halfway through. Like, I think we have 8 more games to play, and we've played 7, or I think we have 9 more games. I don't know. We're halfway there pretty much. So now that the Steelers aren't very good, this is something I've realized. I'm not seeing anything about the playoffs. Like, I haven't seen one graphic. I haven't seen one, normally on the games they show like the standings of the division and everything. I swear, I don't know if I'm tweaking. Maybe it's too early, but I swear they do this shit week 3, I start seeing these. So, the fact that I haven't seen anything just once again goes to reiterate we're not having a good run of it this year. There is no playoffs. There is no playoff graphics for us this year. And this is and we're halfway through the season pretty much. This is what we are. We keep saying, eventually this, eventually that. But right now, we're halfway through the season. We're running out of time for this stuff to work out, and it's not looking very well. So as you can see, I put questions at the bye. I also, you guys see the yellow, you guys see the black and yellow. I figure, if making a video about a team that's 2-6 on their bye week doesn't show that I'm a fan, then the colors. I swear to God, I like this team. I swear I like the Steelers. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I don't know on the regular videos if you guys have seen those ones, because I normally on the right side where the questions are, I normally have a W game column and an L game column. And I like having the W green because I feel like green means good and then red means bad. But, I digress. We'll cross that bridge when we get to there. But as you can see at the questions at the bye, these were just some that I were just kind of thinking of. If I missed any big topics specifically, my bad, and I ramble a lot, so I might end up getting to some things that's not there. But right there, number 1 has to be Matt Canada. It has to be Matt Canada. What video have I put out that didn't involve Matt Canada? What content has any Steelers fan or commentator or reporter, anybody following the Steelers, what have they put out besides stuff about Matt Canada? So let's just get this out of the way right now. Matt Canada, just not having a good run of it. He's really not. It's not going well. Our offense is horrible. Our offense is very bad. As you can see on the stats, if you want to look to the left, we have 1 receiving touchdown with a receiver. We have, or I think 2. I don't know, but Pickens only has 1 touchdown. Freiermuth only has 1 touchdown, and then Najee has 1 and 1. Deontay doesn't have a touchdown yet. Chase Claypool, getting a little ahead of myself, but Chase Claypool no longer with the team. I think he had a touchdown. He also threw a touchdown. But just not very many points being put up, not many first downs being had, a lot of 3rd and longs, a lot of 3rd and long dump offs, a lot of giving up on plays. It seems like a lot of that is going on. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit. We are going to talk about this in a little bit. Maybe it's not all Matt Canada. It's obviously not. It's obviously not. But maybe our players are just much worse than what we think. Maybe that's the case. But once again, I really think it's more Matt Canada than us being bad, because Deontay, when he's not dropping the ball, Deontay's a very good receiver. Pat Freiermuth he's a very good tight end. George Pickens, very good. We tried to get him the ball against Philly in the beginning, and then we just gave up. And we don't really we've been kind of shaky with using him. I don't know, but we've been shaky the whole time. I really I keep bringing up these points because it's what I see in the games. I swear to God, George Pickens doesn't get the ball thrown to him enough. I just don't. He's so good. Jordan this year specifically, Deontay has about 3 or 4 years of work in the league, so you got to take that for what it is. But right now, today, it looks like George Pickens is our best receiver. Every time the ball gets thrown to him, there's a chance. There really is a chance. This dude's toe tapping everywhere. He's going up and making plays with one hand. He had that catch against Cleveland. Like George Pickens is making plays. Like I swear he looks like our best receiver. And we don't really get him the ball that much. We don't really get anybody the ball that much though, because we're not on offense a lot. And Matt Canada, that falls directly on you. You didn't have a good run of it last year with Ben. You're horrible. Like you're not having a good time. So I think that is the question is not only who is going to be our offensive coordinator next year. The question should be, why is Matt Canada going to be allowed to finish out this season? Why, like what has he shown? And it's crazy. Like, I don't want to just be, calling for somebody's job in like real life, because, these are real life situations. But I'm a fan. Like, listen, I'm a fan of this team. Like, it's passion, bro. Like, you're not having a good, he's not. What, like, it's incompetent. Like, I'm surprised that like our offense hasn't been like put on these graphics with like, a bunch of older teams, because like I feel like we're putting up historically low points. I feel like we're getting a historically bad amount of first downs. We're probably historically amount of drop passes. Like, it was just everything is a historical amount of jet sweeps. Like, this is crazy. This is awful. And so yeah, I don't know why Matt Canada is going to be allowed to, finish out the season. It's literally a PR thing. It's literally because the Steelers are, a premier, I guess, organization. We don't want to like do moves that, like, for example, Washington would do. Washington would get rid of their offensive coordinator in the middle of the game, or in the middle of the season. Like the Texans, they would do some shit like that. The Steelers, though, like we don't really operate in like that, unfortunately. And fortunately, in a lot of other circumstances. But unfortunately, right now, we're not just going to fire an offensive coordinator in the middle of the season. So he gets to continue doing it. Now, I really think we're going to get rid of him in the offseason. Like, I really think that this is it. But if the Steelers don't get rid of him, and he does, obviously this is all depending on if we don't turn around, because we still got half the season left. So maybe, just maybe, because I'm going to keep watching, unfortunately, maybe there's a chance. It's a possibility. It only has to work once. Maybe Matt Canada turns it around, but I don't think he is. So all of this depends on Matt Canada. Us stinking for the rest of the year. I don't think we're going to bring Matt Canada back. And if we do, then honestly, I don't know what is going on. Everybody watching, I don't think you guys will know what's going on, because Steelers fans, like, it's like civil war sometimes, like when we talk about the Steelers, because it's like there's one group of Steelers fans that's on one side and then another group on another side on every topic, and like, I don't know, like, it just gets serious, But this is something we can all come together on. Like, we all like, there's people who like Mitchell Trubisky. There's people who like Kenny Pickett. There's people who wanted Juju off the team 100 years ago because of the TikTok. Same thing with Chase. And then there's other fans who like it, and like these are like what people like argue about in Steelers Nation. But this is not arguable. This is horrible. Matt Canada it cannot happen again. It cannot, because I said in the beginning of the season that I was going to give you the old Big Ben, and then I think I eventually turned on it. But now I'm going to turn on it again. You ruined the end of Big Ben's career. It wasn't all you. Ben wasn't his best, but your offense was fucking horrible. You ruined it. So, and now you're ruining Kenny Pickett, who could be, the next guy. We'll talk about him a little later, but he has the story. The story is there, and Matt Canada is just fucking it all up, because we can't do anything on offense. He's ruining it. So Matt Canada, that's it. I think I'll eventually end up talking about you throughout this video. But that's your specific segment. I can't like everybody. And once again, everybody knows you're bad. Everybody knows we gotta go. Like, everybody know. Even Mike Tomlin knows. Mike Tomlin knows. You don't think Mike Tomlin knows? You don't think Mike Tomlin knows that we're horrible on offense? He is fully aware. But we're not gonna do anything about it. But don't worry, people know. So we'll see what happens with Matt Canada. Hopefully he goes. But next up, Najee Harris. Now, this is Najee Harris is like I was just saying with the Steelers fan arguing. I feel like this is like a polarizing topic, and it has been since the moment Najee was drafted, because you have the people who say we took him too high, we took a running back too high. Why would you take a running back in the first round when you got Dameon Pierce in Houston, a 4th round pick, playing better? Of course, different situations, but it's just on the surface, that's what it is. Najee Harris, definitely, in my opinion, definitely not having a good run of it this season. Upon a good run of it, sometimes it just happens by accident. Anyway, not having a good run of it this season. I don't know the exact stat off the top of my head, but yards per carry is like low. It's like I think 3. And this kind of stinks for him because the last game we played was the Philly game, and I think that was like a horrible game for Najee. Like it was like literally his worst game. So this topic coming straight off of that is it kind of stinks for him, but it is what it is. And low key, this has been brewing all season. At least for me, I've always sprinkled in, hey, Najee, like it's not, our run game isn't really doing anything. And last year, once again, we know the offensive line was really bad, and I think it just kind of carried over. It's still bad. Don't worry, it's still bad, but not like it is now. Like it is now in 4K because people are starting to get a little upset about Najee. People are starting to give up, and so you just look on you look on Twitter and you just see video after video after video of like open hole and Najee just missing it, not running through it. So the evidence is there now, like it's in 4K. Najee's just not having a very good run of it. Once again, no pun intended. Now, this is what it is. Then when we get to Kenny, I'm gonna bring up a point. But this is what it is. Najee Harris was a 1st round pick. With being a 1st round pick, we are going to see this through. Najee will never not be our starter for the next 3 to 4 years, barring injury. No matter what, we probably won't negotiate a trade for him. We probably won't do anything like we won't get rid of him. So this is what it is. Najee's with us for the remainder of this contract at least. But we can wean in some snaps from players like Jaylen Warren. It stinks to see how Najee's playing right now because like I want Najee to be good, but it kind of is cool for me because before the season even started, I was saying, yo, we need like a 1-2 punch like the Cowboys. We need like a backup running back that's like pretty good because Najee his first year. He totaled a lot of good stats. Like he totaled, I think, maybe like 1,500 rushing yards, maybe like 8 to 10 touchdowns. He ended up with good stats, but it like our line was so bad, and he didn't like he wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't like flying off the screen. Like he wasn't making play after play after play that was like, holy shit, this guy's a guy. Like he had stiff arms. He had the hurdles. He's big. He was trucking people. Yeah, sure. But he didn't have like that really. Think about Ezekiel Elliott in his rookie year. Once again, best offense. That's probably not a good example because Zeke had like the best offensive line in football. Leonard Fournette, his like around when he was like a rookie on Jacksonville, like the games he was having. Who else? Saquon, his rookie year. Saquon this year, like games like that, it has just never happened. It has not happened with Najee. The one time he did, I think it was against Cleveland in Big Ben's like last home game. That might like he has like 1 or 2 games like that where it's like, okay, this guy is like a beast. But other than that, like it just has like it's just, for whatever reason, I believe Najee is good. Did you see him at Alabama? He's good. I believe that. But for whatever reason, it's just not happening. So we're gonna see it through. But Jaylen Warren, when he gets the ball, he flies off the screen. I'm not saying Jaylen Warren is better, of course not. But the plays that are being made, just they impact us so much, and we're dying on this Najee hill. Like Jaylen Warren is ripping 10 yards and then immediately goes out to have Najee come back in and get 3 yards on 3 attempts. Like, that's what we're doing, and it's just it's making me mad. It's sad to see. I don't want Najee to go out like this. But if we want to win, this is the adjustments we need to make. See it through. Give it a chance. We're not even giving it a chance. We're letting Jaylen Warren literally 10 yards, 50 plays later, 5 yards, 100 plays later, the game's over. He got 2 rushes for 15 yards, and then Najee has 17 rushes for 25. Like, come on, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So what was really bad, and I'll probably put it on the screen. Also, like, I normally have the gameplay on the screen. I was trying to do something before recording, like to have like in the middle part, but I just couldn't get it to work. So I'm gonna try to do something like post editing. So in the middle of the screen, like there was that I don't know about game footage. Not gonna lie, because the NFL is kind of crazy about game footage. Maybe the game footage, because you guys see what I have to do. If you've seen the other videos, you've seen what I have to do. I have to grade out, but we'll see what I put. But there was this one play against Philly where he caught the ball. He caught it, had the first down right in front of him, and just stood there. He didn't move. Like, he just stood there and like got tackled before the first down. The next play, he ended up getting the first down. So cool. But like shit like that, you just can't see. Like, and Jaylen Warren is not doing that. Jaylen Warren, when he is getting the ball, he is running straight fast. He is flying. So, I don't know. I really want Najee to work out, and I'm not saying replace him with Jaylen Warren after a couple of games and a couple of snaps. I'm not saying, please, I'm not saying that. But he needs more snaps. So it is what it is. It is what it is with Najee. We'll see it through. Hopefully he plays better. Hopefully our line, just off the strength, offensive line play better. I don't even once again, this is a new line. We got like Mason Cole playing well at center, but before Mason Cole got hurt, he was actually playing pretty well. He's still playing all right. Every now and then Dotson will have a good game. So I mean, like, it's still growing, but I'll play better just off the strength, because Najee's like a first round pick. I'll play better. And then Najee, hopefully it works out with him, because he was a first round pick. Kenny was a first round pick. Our last pick in a round was Chase Claypool, and now he's gone. The last pick before that was Terrell Edmonds. The last first pick before that was Terrell Edmonds, and Terrell Edmonds is good. But he's not like, it was a polarizing topic at the time of if he got taken too high, and he hasn't proven that to be untrue. He hasn't proven himself to be like a first round pick. He's been very consistent though. But when you're drafting in the first round, you want like TJ Watt. It is what it is. Sorry, like, it is what it is. So that he was our pick before that, and then before that, I believe, was Devin Bush, who is having a good bounce back year this year. And I'll get to that a little later. But yeah, like, our first round picks haven't been all that well. So far. This is by week 9 of the 2022 NFL season. Our last couple of first round picks haven't really been, or first overall picks haven't been the best for us. So hopefully that turns it around, or hopefully Najee turns it around. Hopefully everybody turns it around. And yeah, TJ Watt, it's number 3. It's TJ Watt, number 1 in our hearts. TJ Watt, the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. I'm joking, but I love TJ Watt. He's very, like, he flies off this, very good. We saw what happened in that Bengals game. We did see what happened. We won. The offense looked a little bit of the same. The offense actually looked a little better than where we're at right now, low key. And I don't know that to be true. I'm just basing that off of the points. Like, that's where we're at. I'm just basing it off the points. I haven't really gone back and watched that. Maybe I will as I'm editing this, but I feel like we were able to score more points than we have been before. We also had a bunch of turnovers that game. TJ Watt, man. If we can, all right, hear me out. If we can beat New Orleans, get to 3-6, right? And then we get TJ Watt for the rest of the year. We could get 3 to 4 more wins, not including the Saints wins. So 3 wins and then 3 more wins, that's 6. 4 more wins, that's 7. We could get to like 7, 8 wins. Low key. If not, and we keep playing the way we are, we might die with 4 wins. So TJ Watt, if he comes back and if we lose the Saints game and we go to 2-7, and TJ Watt, it's still a question. And then I don't know who we play after that. But if we lose that next game, if we're looking at 2-7, 2-8, 2-9, TJ, this is me. TJ, don't come. You shouldn't come back. You shouldn't come back. Just take the full season. Take the full season. Let Alex Highsmith really get to play more. Of course, he starts with TJ, but now Alex Highsmith is like our premier pass rusher, on the edge. Let him get that. If we're letting Kenny Pickett go out there and start with Matt Canada as the coordinator to get experience, let Alex Highsmith get experience being the top pass rusher on our team, at least coming off the edge. And TJ, you sit it out, get as healthy as possible, because next year we're coming. Next year could be totally different. We're the Steelers. We are the Steelers. Next year could be totally different for us. But if he does come back, I'm sure he will have big impact. I'm sure it's nothing slowing him down. Did you guys, did you let's remember the good times, shall we? Did you see in that Bengals game when he what did he do? I think he sacked, or no, all right, here this is what he did. Against the Bengals, Joe Mixon had a run, completely destroyed him. Absolutely destroyed Joe Mixon behind the line of scrimmage, right? And then the very next play gets an interception. This is what the very next play completely takes over the game. There's moments in the game where it's offense and defense, right? And then for damn near 10 plays of that game, you will see TJ Watt being like, I'm TJ Watt, and I'm the best player on the field right now. And literally sacking the quarterback, getting a fumble, getting an interception, get 2 sacks in a row, stopping a run behind the line of scrimmage. That this will happen all completely. Just double teams doesn't exist. Completely just shreds it. This happens a lot. TJ Watt is and that's why I was kind of joking about him being the GOAT and him being the best player I've ever seen. But bruh, every week I'm watching this, and it is it is crazy. It is crazy how good he is. If he comes back, we're a much better team, as we shown in that Bengals game. So when he does come back, we'll see. We'll fucking see what happens. This is TJ Watt we're talking about. We'll see. And low key, if we do turn it around, TJ Watt needs to go up to Omar Khan, who's our new GM. And he needs to immediately ask for a new contract. Immediately. Because if he has this much of an impact, if TJ Watt playing and not playing is this with TJ Watt playing, we beat the reigning AFC champions. Without TJ Watt playing, we're 1-17 million since he's been on the team. We've won one game without TJ Watt. Since he's been here for 4 years. This is a huge difference, and he's getting paid a lot. But if I'm TJ Watt, I want more. Give me more, bro, because this is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, and Steelers fans and paying people, they don't want to pay no one. So maybe people are upset at me saying that. But this is the reality. Bro, if I'm TJ Watt and it's this crazy, give me more money. I want $200 million. I want quarterback money if I'm TJ Watt. But yeah, hopefully TJ Watt, if he does come back, he looks good. And if we stink, don't come back. Get healthy. Take the full off season. Come back even stronger, even better. And let's give next season a try, because we're 2-6. We are 2-6. We are 2-6, guys. 2-6. That's where we are. Next, what draft pick will we get? This is a very interesting. This is a very interesting topic, because as of right now, we're 2-6. That's one of the higher end picks. I think we're number 4. Number 4, it's in the 1. Obviously, it's not 1, but it's from 1 to 7, where we have a real chance. And me as a Steelers fan, I have never seen some shit like this. I have never seen us being able to get Will Anderson. Literally, when they show the draft, and they have the 3 players that are the graphics for this year, the premier players in the draft, never have I been able to be man, bro, I hope we draft him. Never has that been able to happen. This year, it could happen. We could legit end up with the first pick. It's a little, the Texans, The Texans are bad. If we end up having to play the Texans this year, I really hope we don't. But the Texans aren't very good. So I think they're gonna get the number 1 pick. But we could it's possible. It's still possible. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really the most in tune with college. Like, I don't know who's good and who's like not good. But I can at least talk positionally. Hey, yo, pause. Is that? I can at least talk positionally. This is what we need. Like, I'm going to be real. This is what we need. Offensive line is the real number 1. That is for sure the real number 1. And it stinks because it's offensive line and it's boring. But we all know it. We all know our offensive line needs to be better. And so if we have a very high pick and we have a chance to draft one of those SEC boys, or I don't know, just like some guy from like Northwestern or some shit, like, schools like that. Like, because we know by the time it's our pick, we just don't have a chance. We're drafting ACC offensive linemen. Like, we just don't have a chance. So if we got a chance, like if we're there and there's a prospect, we got to do it. We got to do it. If not, we could use. We'll see what William Jackson, but we could use an elite corner. We really could. We could use a high-end corner. I don't know if there's a Sauce Gardner in this draft, but if there's a player like that, and then we're there, take that. Take him. What else? What I'm trying to say? Defensive tackle. That's what I'm trying to say. We could use that if there's a pass rusher on there or a run stopper like that, like very high. Like if there's somebody like that, could use that. And then of course, and this is my opinion, if we can draft Will Anderson, do it. Absolutely do it. Because we have TJ Watt. If we can get Will Anderson, who looks, guys, look at this is the era we're in. We got TJ Watt. We got Chase Young. We got Myles Garrett. We got Micah Parsons. We got Max Crosby. We got... Guys, these guys are coming out hot. Pause. These guys are coming out good. They're coming out immediately. Difference maker. If Will Anderson is there, take him. Absolutely take him. And he, of course, he's technically like an outside linebacker, pass rusher. But take him. And Alex Highsmith, good depth. 1, good depth. And 2, I don't know. That would be very unfortunate. I like Alex Highsmith. But Will Anderson, if just the mixing of him and also it begs into question, what if TJ Watt is never healthy? What if TJ Watt is just always now dealing with injuries, It would be cool to have another really, star Pro Bowl, all-pro player like that. And that's what Will Anderson, he's supposed to be. This is what they're telling me. If he's not like that, don't blame me. Because I didn't this is what they're telling me. I got lied to. I'm sorry. I'm spreading the lie. I'm telling you the lie because I was told the lie. It is what it is. That's how they're telling me he's going to be. If we got the chance to take him, take him. Absolutely take him. But yeah, just overall, I've never really been able to see us draft somebody so high. So, it's going to be cool. We'll once again, we'll see how the season finishes, but it's going to be cool to be in that position. Like, think about how I'm talking about this. Like, there's like the Lions, the Texans, the Jaguars. They'll do anything to not be drafting 1 through 4 again. Like, bro, they're year in and year out, they're doing that. And I'm sitting here talking about, yeah, it's cool. Like, because it's a new experience. Like, it's cool. Like, we'll see what happens. I've never, bro, we could get the number 1 pick. Crazy. We stink. Speaking of that, moving on to we stink. Kenny Pickett. I have to say it. I have to say, if I don't say it, I'm not being fair. He hasn't looked the best. He hasn't. He's looked good at points. He's looked good at points. There's points where he looks like he could be a starting quarterback. But then, I don't know. Like, he is missing throws, and his play calls aren't the best. Like, please, guys, hands up. His play calls aren't the best. His offensive coordinator kind of stinks. His running game kind of stinks. His number one receiver, Deontay, kind of be dropping the ball. Pat Freiermuth low-key be dropping the ball too. You know, there was this play. It didn't get talked about. But I'm bringing it back just to defend Kenny. There was a play against, it was against the Dolphins. It was the Dolphins game, and I don't think I mentioned it. It was the Dolphins game where we were driving, and Pat Freiermuth, he got hit. He got hit maybe, I think within 10 yards of the touchdown of the end zone. It was around there. Like, so red zone. Like the red zone's red zone. He got a pass thrown there. He dropped it. And then I think that drive ended up being a pick. So, you know, he like Kenny, like it's not like he's playing with like a god squad right now. And his offensive line, I don't know if I said that, but it's not very good either. Like, it's not like he's playing with a freaking, you know, all-star team. Like, you know, Tom Brady, he gets to leave New England and go build his team in Tampa, but, you know, and then lose to us this year when we stink. But, you know, that's none of my business. It's not like Kenny Pickett, like he ended up going to like a really good team. We're not having a good run of it this year, but he had like it's mixed. It's 50-50. It's 50-50 in my opinion. 60-40, 60 good, 40 bad. 70-30, 70 good, but they're like, it's there. You see it. It is there. And that does beg the, like, not for me. But there are some Steelers fans who, if we're in the position to draft a quarterback, like first round, first pick, like that kind of quarterback, you know how it normally is, besides last year, how it normally is. If we're in that spot to be able to take one, they want us to maybe take one. And like, once, I'm only saying this because it is a real thought with some people, and you know, we gotta talk about everything. We gotta talk about all the ideas. So there are some people who maybe want that, and just just because of how Kenny has played, like that's why it exists, because it hasn't been all good. It hasn't been all what is it, peaches and daisies or some shit like that. Like, it hasn't been all good. But damn, we got to give the guy a chance. We do got to give him a chance. Like, let him finish out the season. Once you, like, people are going to like, it's because it was the first quarterback taken. Like, people are like, we're going to get clowned for it. For another one of our first round picks in the past couple years that, you know, maybe we're getting clowned for it. But we can't give up on him yet. We can't give up on, like, come on, guys. Are we being serious right now? The first year, and I'm not even ready to give up on Najee. And, you know, the first year for Kenny, come on. What are we talking about? So he's going to get the rest of the season barring injury. I don't think, if Mitch hasn't come back yet, I don't think he will. He's going to get the rest of the season. Hopefully he turns it around. I think he will turn it around. But as of right now, there is a question. There is a question. It exists. William Jackson. He was I don't know why I put this over Chase, but we did just sign William Jackson. Cornerback, used to be on the Washington football team Commanders, and then also I believe the Bengals. Not gonna lie, like I'm not the most familiar with William Jackson. I've heard his name. I've seen him play before. Like, I've seen him, like, he's been around in the league, but I'm not really the most familiar. I don't know if he's gonna exactly like change life for our secondary, but it is a sign of, like, you know, it is a sign of aggression that, you know, it is a topic we need to address. This is something, another thing I said at the beginning of the year, that it was gonna eventually, you know, come to head that, like, yeah, we don't have a number one corner anymore. Yeah, like, it's not really, we don't have Joe Hayden, Mike Hilton, Cameron Sutton, all these people at the same time anymore. We don't. In fact, we only have Cameron Sutton now. But now we got William Jackson. After, like, A.J. Brown demolished us, and not only did he demolish our corners, but he also demolished our he demolished our safeties. Like, we had to get somebody else out there. We had to try something. So, William Jackson, welcome to the team. Will he have much of an impact? Hopefully. If he just is like, remember Steven Nelson. Steven Nelson for us was all right. I think he's still playing in Philly or no, he came from Kansas City, but I think maybe he's in Philly now. I haven't heard his name much, so, like, maybe that means he's not getting cooked, but it also means maybe he's not getting picks. They also have, like, Darius Slay and James Bradbury now, so I don't know. But Steven Nelson for us he was pretty good. So hopefully William Jackson can have that kind of impact for us. Hopefully our secondary can look a little better. But if, once again, I said this a little earlier with the draft pick, maybe even free agency, I think we're gonna have to keep looking for corners. At least just one really good one, and then if we get one really good corner, then our cornerbacks become like really good. Like William Jackson, Cameron Sutton, like them being like number twos, like that's pretty good. Potentially number threes, like it's pretty good. That's very good depth. So we're still searching, we're still looking, but maybe just maybe William Jackson can be that guy. Next, I don't want to just skate over William Jackson, but this is something I really did want to talk about. Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool is gone. Chase Claypool is a Chicago Bear now. It's been brewing the past couple of weeks for us with Chase and then the Steelers. It's been brewing, like, are we going to trade him? Are we not going to trade him? What's going on? This is another one like the running back thing I was talking about, where it was something I said, and here we are now. I can kind of be not happy about it, but just I did call it. I said at least last year, like at least with Big Ben's last year, I said, hey, maybe just maybe we just trade Chase, maybe just maybe. And I like Chase. I really do like Chase. But it just wasn't working with us. We all know it wasn't working with us. He had the one good game against Tampa Bay. But other than that, like since his rookie year Eagles game, like it hasn't been that. And we were able to get a second round pick, which is what we drafted him with. Like that normally does, you normally never get what you spent. Like it was perfect. So yeah. Chase, it was a good run. You and Juju are now gone. Rest in peace to the TikTok era. Rest in peace to Mapletron. Rest in peace to 7-Eleven always open. 7-Eleven fully closed down 2 years later. Wow. What a fall off. But yeah, rest in peace to losing, never heard of her. First down. I think Chase is gonna be good though on Chicago. Honestly, like I did the thing as a joke, like I'm trolling, but I think Chase he's pretty good, and I think he'll be pretty good on Chicago. Justin Fields gets a little Chase a weapon. Dare I say Justin Fields gets a weapon with Chase Claypool? Maybe, just maybe. I think Chase has that potential. Juju's playing good in Kansas City. Ray McLeod showing out in the 49ers. Maybe Chase Claypool becomes the next one to be like, hey, like the Steelers offense is terrible. Juju Smith-Schuster, I learned more in 2 days than I did in fucking 4 or 5 years with the Steelers when he went to Kansas City. That's what he said. Maybe that happens with Chase Claypool. I don't know. But it's crazy we lost Chase, because we lost James Washington, who's now in Dallas, but he's hurt. We lost James Washington. We lost Juju. We lost Ray. We lost Chase. The only one still left is Deontay from like 2 years ago. Like that's crazy. And we were looking at it as like, wow, like look at our receivers. At one point, like we were looking at it like that, like we got talent, and now they're all gone. Like we'll see what happens. Hopefully Chase Claypool has a better time in Chicago than he was having in Pittsburgh. We'll see. And speaking of having a better time, Devin Bush playing well this year. It was a big topic coming into the year, like how bad he played last year, coming off a fucking torn ACL or MCL, one of those, like one of the big injuries he's coming off of, and he didn't play well immediately, and so people started killing him. But I think Devin Bush deserves, he deserves some praise. He deserves a topic. He deserves a segment. Like he's been playing pretty well. It had like, he's not like, where we originally thought he was gonna be, but he's like Terrell Edmonds, he's like Terrell Edmonds. Terrell Edmonds, like he's not the best, but he's every week, like he still cements himself as a starter. He'll make a play here and there, like he's just hard to replace. So yeah, shout out to Devin Bush. This season, hopefully, once again, like by next year, maybe he's fully back. I think Brian Flores is doing a good job with him. Miles Jack, same thing. But Miles Jack, we knew was like going to be good. He's always been good. But he's having a good time with us. So shout out to him, Bush, and Brian Flores. It seems like the middle line, and even Spillane for sometimes. I don't know. They're playing all right. Shout out to them. And moving on, Calvin Austin. If you guys aren't aware of who Calvin Austin is, pretty much he's a receiver we drafted from Memphis last year. Low-key, kind of like in the 5th round, I think. Kind of got overshadowed by like Kenny and Pickens being drafted. But yeah, he was really good in Memphis. And he's very fast. He ran a really good 40. He was fast in college. Like, he's going to be fast in the NFL. But he's hurt. And he's been hurt. And I think he's going to be gone for the whole year. When he gets back, will we have to end up drafting a receiver again, or are we gonna roll with Calvin Austin? In my opinion, this isn't me saying we're gonna draft a receiver or we should draft a receiver, but it is in the Steelers' blood to just draft a fucking receiver. So if we do draft a receiver, don't be surprised, but don't sleep on Calvin Austin when he gets there. Apparently he was supposed to really run Matt Canada's offense the way he wanted it to be run. Maybe Matt Canada can go to Memphis then and coach them, because it is what it is. Like, if you're relying on rookie Calvin Austin to like really carry stuff, like, no offense, that's kind of crazy. But apparently he's going to be pretty good. So we'll see. I hope he's really good. I hope it was like, holy shit, like, we got to run our offense through him. But I think that just means Matt Canada stinks. So random shot at him just cause. But yeah, he will have an impact when he does eventually play. I don't think it will be until next year, though. But, we'll see. We'll see. And lastly for the topics on the board, I have one more that was Steven from was it Steven? I'll tell you, I'll be accurate about who gave me this question. Brendan gave me the Calvin Austin one. Steven gave me the Matt Canada one. Well, he didn't give me it, but I already had that. But Steven said something about Matt Canada. But Jimmy has a topic that I'm gonna get to eventually. But the last one that I immediately thought of going, like, just thinking about the offseason, of course, and I put it kind of at the bottom because stuff like this, the draft pick, like, this is all like future stuff. But now that we're 2-6, we got to at least think about it. Free agency. I feel like we have cap. We're not paying a quarterback anymore. We're paying, of course, TJ, Minka, Cam Hayward, but like, other than like, we can get some players, and it's not like we were getting like the craziest free agents before. So I feel like we can make low key moves like that and kind of shore up some spots. Maybe get another low key offensive lineman, get a like a whatchamacallit, like a defensive tackle, like I was saying. Maybe we can get somebody like that, But we got to try something. We're just not in a very good spot right now. So free agency definitely is going to be key for us. The draft is going to be key for us. Trades. This is something I just thought of. Why the hell are teams able to just trade for people with absolutely nothing, with a 4th round pick and a 6th round pick, and get like Christian McCaffrey for it? And why the hell are we never involved? Guys, we got to do this. Going into the draft, and that includes, I didn't say this, but that includes, if our 1st round pick is like 1 through 4 and teams are willing to give up 3 future firsts for it, trade it. Let's get some capital. Let's make deals and use those picks to get players, because we can't just keep relying on us drafting, because if I got to go through it again, I'm going to go through it again. We got Terrell Edmonds or Devin Bush. Who came first? I forget. But Terrell Edmonds, Devin Bush, both of them, they're all right. But they were our first round pick, and first round picks, in past drafts, we've drafted TJ Watt with 1st round pick. We've drafted Cameron Hayward with a 1st round pick. We've drafted David DeCastro with our 1st round pick. These are like all Pro Bowl players that we've drafted. And then we get to Devin Bush and Terrell Edmonds, right? But they're not the worst, right? Then this was a 2nd round pick, but it was our first pick that draft. It was Chase Claypool, he's not on the team anymore. He's not on the team, and he's not with us. So they had Chase Claypool. And then our next pick after that was Najee Harris, who fucking knows? He's all right, but just with where we're at right now, like, damn, should we have used our 1st round pick on that? And then after Najee, of course, we're at Kenny Pickett, and we're 2-6. It's not looking well. I don't know. It begs the question. I still love Kenny. There's still faith. But it's just what it is. What it is. When we're talking about like free agency and trades, if we can't draft, if we're in a slump drafting, We got to utilize the trade market. We got to get some free agents. We got to do something else. That's it. That's it. But of course, not full panic mode. And I think having a higher pick will hopefully help alleviate like with the stresses of having to like pick lower in the draft with like, some of the unsure players, I guess. Because like in the top like 5, like there's players where it's like, oh yeah, this player is gonna be really good. It's just off the rip. Especially now, like now, like maybe in the past, like there would be a lot of like more busts, like super busts. But now, besides like quarterbacks, if a player's drafted like really high, barring injury, suspension, things like that, they're probably gonna be pretty good. Like it is what it is now. Like these players are so good. So hopefully that can alleviate some of like the quote unquote misses we've had the past couple years. But with that said, now like this is some stuff that was sent to me a little into the recording, a little late into the recording. Mike Tomlin, is Mike Tomlin's job safe? This was asked by Jimmy. Jimmy, yes. Mike Tomlin's job is safe. Imagine that's all I said. It is like that. It is safe. He's not gonna get fired. If anything, like the only thing I can see happening with Tomlin is he gets promoted, and by promoted, I mean what happened with what's his name, Bruce Arians in Tampa Bay, where like, the players want a new coach, but they love the organization loves the coach, and they promote him, but they just want another coach. We're not gonna fire him. Nothing's gonna happen with Tomlin. Tomlin does piss me off sometimes, but I love Tomlin, and I don't know who else could be our coach. But as of right now, Tomlin does have a lot of glaring weaknesses. Like for example, playing against bad teams, we stink. We stink against bad teams. We're very penalized. We never hire outside the organization. I'm pretty sure Tomlin has a role in that. Tomlin plays a part in that. There's just things that we do that Tomlin like has been a part of that is just always there. But when you have a guy like Mike Tomlin, you take it. You take it. Like it is what it is. This is just what happens when you have Mike Tomlin. We're gonna be like, this is an anomaly year, but for the most part, we've been a pretty good team with Tomlin. So Tomlin is at least safe realistically for the next 5 years. No, like in the next 5 years, he'll be good. Nothing will be done, and I really don't think he'll ever be in a real hot seat. If he does get fired, it'll come out of nowhere. If he does, like if that happens, like it'll just be ran, or he'll retire. It'll be something like that. But like he won't. I don't think he'll get fired. Maybe if like next year and the year after that, like we really stink. Like imagine we go like 2-14 for the next 3 years. Maybe it's there, but I don't see it. I don't see it yet. But yeah, I think that is gonna do it for this video. Let me know, guys, if you guys have any questions on this bye week, if you guys have any thoughts about what I said, if I missed anything. And also let me know if you guys enjoy more of like a longer recording, because I try to like condense the game recaps just because I try to only talk about the game and shit. But I do, like, I can talk about the Steelers forever, man. Like this is 51 minutes, probably gonna be cut down a little bit, just a tiny bit. So like this is like a 47 minute recording off the dome too. Like no prepper. The preparation was the graphic. The preparation was being born, because I was born to be a Steelers fan, and I was born to watch us turn it around and win the Super Bowl this year.